Hello, my dear students. I hope you all have been doing well. From today, we are going to start our new course, and this course is about general science. And actually, I designed this course in that we are going to discuss approximately all the basic discipline of the science, and from the each discipline, we would be discussing about the basic concept of each discipline. So our first three lecture would be on general chemistry. That would be the basic concept of the chemistry, and this would be our part one. So in part one, we are going to discuss about the basic concept of the chemistry, and then we would be in this module we would be studying about that what is the element, what is the atom, what are the molecule, and what are the ions. And this would be our lecture one. In lecture two, we will be discussing about the what are the chemical bond, what are the ionic bond, what are the covalent bond and non-covalent bond, and how these bond are formed. And we will be also discussing about the Lewis structure. And in lecture 3 of module 1, we are going to discuss about the atomic orbitals and electronic configuration. Basically, in this lecture, we would be studying about the structure of the atom. And then in the last means few slides of this lecture 3, we would be studying about that what are the chemical and physical properties of the element. So after completing this module, that is module 1, then a student would be able to means understand the basic structure of the atom, and student would be able to understand how we can find out or miscalculate the atomic number, how we can calculate atomic mass, and how we can draw the Lewis structure. And they are also able to understand and draw about the single, double, and triple bond, covalent bond, and they would be able to understand that what is the difference between chemical bond and covalent bond and ionic bond, and how they form. And they also would be able to understand and draw about the electronic configuration. So all this is the basic chemistry, and I would be start talking about the chemistry before going to take lectures on the biochemistry, because all the means all the life on this earth is actually basing relies on the chemistry. So until and unless a student would not be having the basic concept of the chemistry, they could not be able to understand the biochemistry. So this would be our course one, module one. And after that, I would be having a short quiz, and I can upload this short quiz online, so you can download it from there and under this video, and then you can solve this quiz also, and have an idea that how much you would be understanding from the module one. And after that, we are going to study about the biochemistry, and this is our module 2. And you can see also that part 2 of my course. And in this part 2, we are going to understand about the basic all the basic of the biochemistry. So in biochemistry, we are having basic macromolecule. So in lecture number 4, I would be means teaching you that what are the amino acid, what is the structure of amino acid, what are the protein, how the amino acid and protein are formed, what atoms are involved in making the in or means in developing the amino acid and the protein. And in lecture 5, we would be understanding another biomolecule or macromolecule, that is carbohydrate. And in that, we would be studying about the structure of carbohydrate and different type of carbohydrate. And then in lecture 6, we would be understanding about that lipids. So in this lecture 6, we would be understanding about the structure of the lipid, basic type of the lipid. and then what are the saturated and unsaturated lipids and fatty acid. So all we are going to study about in the biochemistry. So after taking these three lecture on basic concept of biochemistry, all the student would be able to understand about what are the basic macromolecule, and how they form, and what are their structure, how we can name them, and what are their properties, and what are the source of these molecules, and why they are important in our biology and for the human body. So after that, I would be also uploading a short quiz, and you are required to means download that quiz and evaluate yourself that how much you are able to understand this part of my course. And the third part of my course is on the basic concept of molecular biology. And then I plan to take three lectures for this part also. And our lecture number 7 of this course would be on DNA and RNA. And we are going to study about that, how the DNA, RNA are formed, and what are the different type of DNA and RNA, what is the genetic code, what is the Watson and Crick model of DNA. And in lecture 8 we would be understanding about the DNA mutation, how the DNA can be mutated, and the what are the means genetic disease that are um, uh, that occur due to the mutation in the DNA. And most important thing that I am going to understand, what most important topic that I would be going to means discuss with you is the antisense molecule. So this is one type of therapy that we use to eradicate this all those genetic disease that occur due to the mutation in the DNA. So after completing this part 3 of my this course, student would be able to understand that what is the basic structure of DNA and RNA, and how the DNA and RNA, that are the macromolecule, are formed, and what is the genetic code, what are the genetic disease, what are the mutation, what are different type of mutation, and what are different type of therapies, particularly the gene therapies, or the particularly that therapies that are we develop, scientists have developed using different using the molecule of DNA and RNA that can be used to treat genetic disease. So this is all about my part 3 of this course, and after that I would be uploading a short quiz and you can evaluate yourself. And after that, I'm going to discuss with you part 4 of this course. And this part 4 is the basic concept of the physics. So this is this part is also consist on 3 lectures. And in lecture number 10 we are going to study about actually what is physics, and what are the basic concept. For example, what is the wavelength, what is the electromagnetic magnetic radiation, what is the frequency, what is the acceleration, and what are the gravity. And in lecture 11 I am going to discuss with you the basic laws of the Newton, and that he formulated for the motion. So what is the motion, what is the basic Newton's laws. And in lecture 12 I am going to discuss with you that what is the thermodynamics, that is one of the branch of the physics. And how, and what is the relativity, and what are the different laws of thermodynamics. And after taking this module, attending this module, student would be able to understand about means what are m- basic concept of physics, means what is the gravity, what is the work, what is the energy, what is the different kind of energy, what are the waves, what are the acceleration, what is the wavelength, and yeah, and what is the motion. So similarly, after this module, we are going to have a short quiz to evaluate you. And after that, we will be moving on part 5 of this course, and this part 5 is based on the basic concept of cell biology. So I like this part a lot. And I also plan to deliver 3 lectures, and lecture 13 would be about what is a cell, because cell biology is every all the lives on this earth is starting from a cell. So I am going to discuss with you what is a cell, and what are the basic structure of the cells, what are basic organelles of the cell, and what is the chemical composition of the cell. And in lecture 14 we are going to study about that what are the um, um, what is the basic principle of the cell, plant or animal cell. So I choose for you here the in the plant cell a basic principle of, by that plant make food, that is the photosynthesis. I hope it would be interesting for you. And actually my goal to give you a basic concept that how the means what is the cell, and what are different how the cell perform different function, how the animal cell and plant cell perform different biological function. So in lecture 15, I'm going to discuss with you how the animal cell transport different type of material from outside to the inside of the cell and inside to the outside of the cell. It is also a biological means um, uh, me- uh, biological phenomena, we can say. It's so after taking all these 3 lecture, a student would be able to understand that what is actually a cell, and what is a plant cell, what is an animal cell, and what is the difference between these two cells, and how these two cells we can differentiate on the basis of the different basic organelles that are there having, and how the different functions are taking place in animal and the plant cell. So similarly, we would be having a quiz after this module, and then after that, we will be moving on to our part 6 of this course. And this part 6 is would be on basic concept of statistic and biostatistics. So this field is very interesting, because you need to understand statistic and biostatistic in all your science discipline. If you are working, either you are working in chemistry, either you are working in any biological field, or you are working in physics field, um, or doing research in biology, chemistry, or physics. So in every discipline you need to means analyze your results or work with the calculation and statistics. So if you would be understanding a basic thing of statistic, so you would be able, it would be very helpful for you. So this module is also having 3 lecture, and in lecture 16 I am going to discuss that what is actually statistic, and what is the statistic, and what is the difference between these two fields. And in lecture 17 I am going to discuss with you that what are the mean, how you can calculate it, what is the standard deviation, what is the standard error of mean, and what is the average, and how you can calculate them. And then in lecture number 18 we are going to understand that what are the implication or application of statistic in different field of science. So after attending this module, a student would be able to understand that how why statistic is so much important in different field of science, and how you can calculate mean, average, standard deviation, and and what is the difference between statistic and biostatistic. So similarly I am going to evaluate you after this module with a short quiz, and after this we would be quickly moving on to our part 7. And or this part 7 is about the basic concept of microbiology. So I understand for everyone who are coming from any field, either they are mathematician, either they are chemist or biologist, understanding the microbiology is very important for all of you. And understanding the basic concept of microbiology is very important for all of us to protect ourselves from several type of a disease that originate due to the microorganism. So we are having three lecture. In lecture number 19, I would be discussing that actually what is this microbiology, and then in lecture number 20, I would be discussing about um, uh, different type of microbes. Particularly in lecture 20, we are going to study about the virus and its structure, and what are the diseases that can originate from the virus. And then in lecture 21, we are going to study about the bacteria, and I would be discussing about what is the structure of the bacteria, different type of bacteria, and different type of bacterial disease. And after taking this part, student would be able to understand that what type of different microorganisms are that are existing in this world, and how we can identify them on the basis of their structure, and what are the different disease that they can originate, and how we can keep protect ourselves from getting all these disease. And I am also going to means discuss with few very popular drugs that we can use, or we normally use to treat these viral and bacterial disease. So I am going to evaluate you by a short quiz, and after that we quickly moving on our part 8. And this part 8 is about basic concept of genetics and gene regulation. So we are actually, as you see, that we would be at this time point we would be already understanding that what is the DNA and RNA from my previous lecture. So now in part 8 we would be understanding that how this DNA and RNA can be copy itself, and can can be involved, how the different how this DNA would be means how the different processes are there that are linked with the DNA and RNA. So in lecture 22, we would be understanding that how the DNA make their copy. And in lecture 23, we would be understanding how the DNA is involved in making of RNA, that is another type of genetic material. And then in lecture 24, we would be understanding that how we can form the protein can form from the DNA. So these are basic concept, and we say it's gene expression also. So we would be after taking this module, we would be easily able to understand that what is the basic what are the ways how the information can transfer um, from DNA till protein. And after that we are going to have our quiz 8, and that is due to evaluate you. And after that we are going to have our part 9, and this would be based on the basic concept of biotechnology and genetic engineering. So at this stage we would be understand that how the gene regulate itself, and what are the gene. And now the thing is important for you to understand that how we can modify this gene. And this is very exciting field during this century. And there is a Nobel Prize that Jennifer Doudna and the Emanuela Charpentier won on this field because they did their work on genetic engineering or gene editing. That is, they develop a technique that is CRISPR-Cas. So it is a very exciting technology and exciting field. And I hope you would be happy to learn about it. And in lecture 25, we would be understanding first that what is biotechnology and what is the genetic engineering and what is the difference between these two fields. And in lecture 26, we would be understanding that what is in how we do genetic engineering. And in lecture number 27, we would be understanding that what are the implication or application of these two field of science, that is biotechnology and genetic engineering. So after taking this module, a student would be able to understand that how we can what are the different techniques, cutting edge techniques that now we are using for modify our gene. And yeah, and what are the important product of biotechnology that we have developed till now. So after that, we are going to evaluate you by quiz 9, and we would be quickly moving on to part 10. And this part 10 is on basic concept of bioinformatics. This is also very, very new and very, very exciting field of science. And now a lot of research is moved to has moved to on to bioinformatics. And in this we are going to have three lectures, and we are going to understand basic concept of bioinformatics. And first we are going to study about the introduction in lecture 28, and after that in lecture 29 we would be going to study about different softwares and databases that we use uh, in to analyze our data, or once we are working in this field. And in the lecture 30 we are going to understand about what are the important application of the bioinformatics. So after taking this module or this part, a student would be easily able to understand that what is the bioinformatics, and how what are those softwares and databases, and what are the difference between software and databases, and what are those software and databases that we can easily use uh, to analyze our results, and for our research. So after that we are having a short quiz, and we will be quickly move on to um, on our another topic that is relevant to all of these field that I decided to discuss with you. And this is the basic concept of preparing presentation and communicating them. So everyone knows that once we are working in any field, we have to present our work. So if you are not able to present your work very efficiently, so no matter how much work hard you did in your lab, so it will not be making any value for you. So if you are doing work hard in your lab or in your studies, you would be having such type of skills that would be able to you to deliver your hard work very efficient way, with a very efficient way. So because of this purpose, I decided to deliver you three lectures on the topic that how what are the basic skills that are important um, to make the um, presentation. So we would be discussing about that. And here is some, I think, miswriting here. So we are having another module in our course, that is artificial intelligence. So we are going to discuss about the artificial intelligence, what is the basic concept of artificial intelligence, and then what are the application, and what are the important product of artificial intelligence has been generated up till now, that we are currently using in our daily life. So we are going to discuss about those product of artificial intelligence. So yeah, so this is all about. And then after that, in the end, I would be giving you a task to make a presentation on any of the topic that I have discussed with you. I would be at that time I would be discussing with you, and your task is to make a presentation on that topic, and you would be delivering it in front of everyone. So this was all about the course of null science, and I hope you would be enjoying that. And so let me meet you for our first lecture. That would be on the first part of that would be on the journal chemistry, basic concept of journal chemistry. So by that time, thank you very much, and meet me again for the to understand for the basic concept of chemistry.